welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit once again coming to you from Rochelle Park, New Jersey. And today's episode, YouTube Wars, episode 2. Alright guys, so today we will see how Field Marshall Wartorn responds to the German aggression. Okay, Germany had an amazing first round. Germany was able to take Bessarabia, Eastern Poland, Baltic states, and basically wipe out half of the Royal Navy. The one exception that the Germans were unable was that, or the one unsuccessful battle they had was the one that took place in season 106, where the single German U-boat was unable to sink the British task force off the coast of Newfoundland, Nova Scotia. Hence, they ended up getting sunk instead. That was the one reversal. But besides that, Germany had an amazing first round. Germany was able to just basically sweep the Russians to the side. They even one daring brilliant tactical move that Sire pulled off was the attack on Western Ukraine, where it was gutsy, but he sent one tactical fighter and one fighter, tactical bomber, and one fighter to attack a single infantry and a single artillery unit. And guess what? He pulled it off. He was able to destroy both pieces without any casualties. So I was brilliant. Definitely denied the Russians the capacity to counter in that region. So it was very nicely done. A little gutsy, a little daring, but hey, in war everyth's fair. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and just forgetting that the British cruiser in season 91 has been brought back into the game because of an error that Sire Blood made with his placement. So I believe that Sire realized that he had made an error, and because of the placement, that battle could not have taken place. Okay, so the British cruiser season 91 is back in action. It has resurfaced. All right, so all right guys, so let me proceed forward. Let you know, we'll review the battle and what the combat movements that Wartorn will actually made already, and then we will go over the non-combat movements. This is the current military situation on the ground. On the Eastern Front, you have the westernmost territories of the Soviet Union under current occupation: Baltic states, Eastern Poland, and Bessarabia. So the Russians are mounting a counterattack. We shall see here that in Bessarabia, the Russians are attacking with 3 infantry, 1 fighter, and a tactical bomber. All right. Defending units are German, 1 infantry, and one armored unit. Okay. By the way, I see an error here. My die should show for movement, it should be a 3 and not a 4. That's been corrected right there. It is Moscow, Buryatia, and Ukraine 2, and Bessarabia is a movement of 3. So those aircraft have 1 more movement in their gas tank left. All right, so the other battle that the Russians are employing today is in the Baltic states. All right, in the northern front, you have a total of 5 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 fighter. The defending German units are 3 infantry and 1 armored unit. And no limit, I apologize for my tacky battle markers. You're right. They look horrible. Anyways, No Limit doesn't hesitate to think to say what's on his mind. And he is right. They do look bad. I'm going to have to correct that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do the resolve combat. And I'll be back shortly. All right, folks. So we're back. I forgot to mention previously what the purchases were that the Soviet Union had made. So the purchases were 6 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 tech, and 1 IPC for a movement of one for one of his industrial complexes that he plans to move. And I believe it's the minor industrial complex in Stalingrad. Wartorn is planning to move that during the non-combat movement phase. So basically, he has already gone ahead and resolved combat. He resolved combat in Bessarabia and Baltic states. Okay, so what transpired? It was an interesting battle up here in the north. The Russians were successful. They did achieve their objective, but at a heavy price. I believe the Russians actually lost more units than the Germans did. So in a way, even though it was a victory for the Russians, it was one that cost them quite a few number of ground units, which at this stage of the game is not beneficial towards the Russians because the Germans are on the offense. All right, so then the second order of battle was Bessarabia. Again, same thing. The Russians did succeed in taking Bessarabia, very successful, but also the Germans defended well. Okay, so I believe it was 2 or 3 units that the Germans were able to take out. It was, I think, two infantry that the Germans were able to take out. So the Russians lost an armored unit and an infantry here in Bessarabia. All right, so that was the order of battle for Wartorn playing Russia, the Soviet Union. It's interesting. He did make his non-combat movements. He basically fortified the Ukraine, where he has 2 fighters, a tactical bomber, 4 infantry, 2 mechs, 2 armor, and 1 artillery piece. He also moved his minor industrial complex from Stalingrad to Rostov and placed 2 artillery pieces. All right. Up in the north at Leningrad, he moved a total of 5 infantry that were on Karelia and Vyborg into Novgorod. So he beefed up Leningrad, and I believe he also placed some newly purchased units in that area, in that region. So basically, the Germans now have are surrounded in a salient in eastern Poland. But the interesting thing about the Germans is that they do have counters, and I'm sure that in round 2 we will see a formidable counter coming from the Germans. However, the good thing for the Russians is that they were successful in consolidating and creating pockets of Russian resistance or strongholds that will provide excellent countering forces when the Germans do come in. All right, so what happened in the Far East? In the Far East, the situation is nothing extraordinary. He did consolidate in Saka. He has 12 infantry here. And in Buryatia, he has 6 infantry and 2 anti-aircraft pieces. All right, and of course, once the Russians go, it'll be the turn of the Japanese under the leadership of Wartorn. We shall see what the strategy employed by G.I. Joe will be. All right, so G.I. Joe is the commanding general for the Japanese Imperial Forces, and we shall see. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this session. As soon as G.I. Joe uploads his video, I will make the review, and let's see what occurs with Japan, and then following the turn of the USA, which is under my command, Detroit. All right, so will I go with a Japanese strategy, Pacific? Will I go with an Atlantic strategy? Only I know the answer to that, folks. And of course, my allies have an understanding of where I may end up going. All right, folks. Don't forget to hunker down and play. And thanks for watching. Detroit is out.